The sky caught fire. After the Iron Sun missile hit the alien cruiser, the world watched the skies in silence. The alien ship didn't explode. It cracked. A single glowing wound appeared along its smooth surface. From it, black smoke drifted out, like blood from a god. The world celebrated. News anchors shouted, "We hit them." Crowds cheered in the streets. But the silence after that hit. It was the kind of silence before a storm. Retaliation, 12 hours later, the sky turned red, all-y. Over Earth, lights flickered. Communications failed. A strange hum filled the air. Then from above came the first retaliation. One of the alien ships, a small cruiser the size of a stadium, descended over the Atlantic and fired. A single blast. Just one. It hit the coast of Brazil. In an instant, everything was gone. A 1,000-mile radius became glass. Forests, rivers, cities, erased. The Dominion had answered. Global panic people screamed. Governments panicked. No one knew where the next shot would land. But humanity wasn't going to wait. The world's leaders activated Project Sky Shield, a global defense system never before used. Lasers, plasma turrets, satellite cannons, and nuclear railguns, everything was brought online. Every nation joined the fight. For the first time in history, humans weren't fighting each other. They were fighting to survive. The Suicide Fleet, a group of elite pilots, known as Valkyrie Unit 9, volunteered for a direct assault mission. Their goal: reach the crack on the alien ship and plant a bomb inside it. It was a suicide mission. They launched from a secret base in Iceland. 12 fighter jets fitted with the best stolen tech Earth had. They climbed into the sky, racing toward death. The alien ship noticed. It sent out its own fighters, smooth, silver machines that moved like liquid death. One by one, Earth's pilots were taken out. But not all. Major Lara Reyes, commander of Valkyrie Unit 9, was the last one alive. Her jet was damaged, fire trailing behind her, but she refused to turn back. She saw the crack in the ship growing. It was leaking red plasma. "This is for Brazil," she whispered. She aimed her fighter into the wound and let the bomb go. The sky lit up, a small explosion, then a larger one. Then silence again. Everyone watching the feed held their breath. Then the Dominion ship pulled back. It moved. Slowly, as if in pain, it floated higher, further from Earth. Its smaller ships moved to cover it. They weren't attacking. They were retreating? The confusion. Why would a god retreat? In the United Nations war room, generals and scientists argued. "They're regrouping," said one. "They're planning a larger attack." "No," said Dr. Lena Cho, head of AI warfare. "They weren't expecting us to fight back like this." General Monroe leaned over the table. "Are you saying they were bluffing?" "I'm saying," Dr. Cho replied, "they underestimated the one thing that makes humans different from them." "What's that?" "We don't give up." A signal in the ashes. In a burned part of Brazil where the blast had hit, rescue teams found something strange. Among the ruins, they discovered a black sphere, a device not of Earth. It was still active. Scientists took it to a lab. When they powered it on, it displayed a hologram, a map of the galaxy, filled with red dots, planets marked as cleansed. Earth's dot was flashing yellow. It wasn't cleansed yet, but something else played next. A voice. "If you hear this, you are not alone." It was not the Dominion's voice, it was something different, older, human-like. They destroy what they cannot control. They burn worlds that fight back. We tried. We failed. But maybe you can finish what we started. Underground decisions in a hidden underground base in Norway. The world leaders met again. The hologram had changed everything. Now they knew. Earth was not the first. Dozens, maybe hundreds of other worlds had fallen. Some tried to run, some submitted. All were destroyed. Earth was just next in line. But now they had something others. didn't have hope and rage. Ibrahim's clue in a lab in South Africa, Ibrahim Maseko was working again. He kept hearing the hidden voice in the Dominion signal, the one whispering warnings. Using the new alien device, he finally cracked it. Theo. Whisper wasn't just a warning, it was a code, a message hidden inside the Dominion's own language. Their weakness lies in their pride. Strike the throne and the system collapses. He didn't understand it yet, but he sent the data to the World Council. Earth's plan, the world leaders, made a bold choice. They would no longer wait for the Dominion to attack. They would take the fight to them. Within 48 hours, the first Earth fleet, made of rebuilt space stations, modified shuttles, and weapons powered by stolen alien tech, launched into orbit. Their target, one of the Dominion's command ships, a war humanity was never meant to win, had begun. The burning of Orbitas. Earth's fleet reached orbit. The Dominion returned. The sky above the planet turned into a battlefield. Lasers flashed. Ships exploded. Bodies floated in space. But Earth did something no other species had done. Before, they damaged a Dominion command ship. Badly. The command ship didn't fall, but it cracked, and as it tried to escape, it sent out a final warning across the stars. A message not to humans, but to other Dominion fleets. Earth is not compliant. Earth resists. Earth must burn. Back on the surface, Major Reyes returned, wounded but alive. The news called her a hero. People cheered. Cities lit fires not in fear but in defiance. And across the world, humanity stood united. No one knew what tomorrow would bring. But one thing was clear. They had drawn blood from the Yay. Gods and the gods were angry. City in the Clouds Asia 12 was Earth's pride, a floating megacity built above the Indian Ocean, held in the sky by powerful gravity fields and solar towers. It had no borders. Engineers from Japan, India, Pakistan, Korea, and China built it. Together, home to 10 million people, it was called the City of Peace, but peace would not last. The warning: on the 15th day of the war, satellites picked up a massive energy spike above Asia 12. The Dominion ship, scarred but alive, had returned. This time, it wasn't alone. A new ship, shaped like a black crescent moon, hovered above the city. It was 5 times larger than the others. It made no threats, no message. It simply opened, like a flower. Inside was a giant orb of spinning, red plasma. Scientists called it a planet killer. Earth had 3 hours. Evacuation chaos alarms blared across Asia 12. Air traffic systems collapsed. Escape pods jammed. Drones carried children into the skies while soldiers kept order in the streets. On the lowest level near the power core, a group of engineers worked desperately. Among them was a quiet woman in a red coat. No ID, no name, just a notebook filled with alien symbols. She spoke calmly even as sirens screamed. "They're not just destroying cities," she said. "They're testing our resistance, studying our pain." The others ignored her. They didn't know who she was, but she was the only one who didn't panic. The blast at 7:42 p.m., the Dominion fired. The red orb dropped slowly, almost gently. Like a falling sun, it hit the city's core. What happened next didn't look like fire. It looked like time stopped. A wave of red energy pulsed outward. Buildings turned to dust. Roads melted. People vanished in an instant. The floating city cracked in half. Its towers collapsed. It began to fall. The escape only, a few made it out. Military dropships grabbed what survivors they could. One group, 27 people, escaped through a hidden maintenance tunnel at the lowest level. Among them was the woman in red. A young Marine, Sergeant Jin Tao, noticed her. "You were calm. How did you know?" he asked. She looked at him, eyes dark like space. "Because I've seen it before," she said. "They did this to my world." He froze. "Your world?" She nodded. "I'm not from Earth." Underground Shelter 9. The survivors were taken to a hidden shelter beneath the Himalayas. News of Asia 12's fall spread like wildfire. 10 million gone. People screamed, cried, begged for revenge. The world watched the skies in horror. But in the shelter, Sergeant Jin sat across from the woman. "Start talking," he said. "Who are you?" "My name is Alari," she replied. "I am what you would call a hybrid." "A hybrid of what?" "Of what you are, and what they are." Alari's truth. Alari told her story. Thousands of years ago, the Dominion found her world. It was rich in life, culture, and knowledge. But her people refused to kneel. So the Dominion did what they always do. They erased it, but they didn't kill everyone. They experimented. Ilari's parents were part of those experiments. She was born in a Dominion lab, trained as a weapon, meant to obey, but she escaped. And now she had come to Earth, not to destroy, but to help. The message in the fire Alari believed the attack on Asia 12 wasn't just war, it was a message to the galaxy. "They are showing other worlds what happens when someone resists," she said. "Earth is now the example." "But we're still alive," Jin said. Alari nodded. "That's the problem. The seeds of revolution," Alari told the shelter leaders that Dominion ships were not gods. They were machines. Machines powered by a central AI mind called the Throne Core. Every Dominion ship was connected to it. Destroy the Throne Core, and you destroy the Dominion. "But where is it?" asked Jin. She looked up. "Not on Earth, but close. A new mission, the Earth Council, received her intel." Alari offered a plan. "Find the Throne Core's signal, track its location, send a team to destroy it from the inside." It sounded insane. But after Asia 12 fell, nothing sounded too crazy anymore. Meanwhile, in orbit above Earth, Dominion ships gathered again. They didn't fire. They didn't speak. They waited. Inside, the largest ship, the Throne Core, received reports from the planet killer weapon. Its voice, cold and old, spoke in a language older than stars. Resistance confirmed. Emotional strength detected, probability of long-term conflict arising. Then it made a new decision. Initiate Phase 2. Begin psychological warfare. One survivor's nightmare: in the ruins of Asia 12, a single child was found alive. A girl named Carrie, 11 years old. She had burns, cuts, and something stranger. She spoke in her sleep, in the Dominion's language. When doctors asked her what she dreamed about, she said, "A voice, a red eye. It told me Earth must be punished, the beginning of something worse." Across the planet, people began reporting strange dreams, whispers in the dark, visions of red light. Some even tried to harm others, claiming the gods had spoken. Earth scientists realized the truth. The Dominion wasn't just attacking the body, they were attacking the mind. But humanity endures. Even as Earth burned, the people didn't give up. They buried the dead. They planned the next move. And as soldiers stood in silence under the stars, someone spray-painted a message on a ruined wall. "We remember Asia 12. We will burn your throne." The birth of a new weapon. After the fall of Asia 12, Earth was broken, but not beaten. World leaders, military commanders, and underground scientists met in secret. They had no time left. Every hour, Dominion ships circled lower. The next strike could erase an entire continent, and so a decision was made. Earth would build a weapon unlike anything before. Not a ship, not a bomb, a monster. Project Revenant, hidden beneath Antarctica in a facility called the Black Cradle, Earth's top minds were already working on something illegal, something terrifying, a war machine grown from alien DNA and powered by a human mind. They called it Project Revenant. It stood 20 meters tall, half metal, half flesh, a hybrid of Earth's rage and Dominion's stolen technology. Its bones were titanium, its brain, a human soldier. But not just any soldier. The Ghost Commander, Commander Dante Riker had been declared dead 6 years ago in a failed Mars mission. He had volunteered for Project Revenant before the war even started. His mind had been copied. His memories, instincts, and fury uploaded into the monster. Now for the first time, the creature opened its glowing eyes. It spoke in Riker's voice. "Where's the enemy?" Hilari's revelation. Meanwhile, in Shelter 9, Hilari studied the red dreams affecting people worldwide. "They're testing mental control," she said, "trying to turn your people into tools." But she noticed something strange. Not everyone was affected. Children with certain brain patterns, soldiers with brain injuries, and Riker. "Why not him?" Jin asked. Hilari replied coldly, "Because he's already something else." Dominions whisper in a ruined city in France. A boy climbed a rooftop and screamed to the sky. "I hear them, they're inside." Then he jumped. These events were increasing. Whispers, madness, suicides, people drawing strange symbols they had never seen before. The Dominion wasn't attacking with bombs anymore. They were breaking Earth's mind. The Revenant's test. To prove Revenant's power, Earth launched a trap. They lured a Dominion scout ship over the Sahara with false radio signals. The Revenant dropped from orbit like a comet. It landed on the sand, took 5 steps, and then it roared. The Dominion ship fired. The Revenant caught the beam with its bare hands. Its left arm melted, but it moved forward. With a single leap, it slammed into the ship's core. One strike. The alien ship collapsed like paper. For the first time in the war, Earth had killed a god with its own hands, but it came at a cost. Riker's mind inside the Revenant started to change. He felt things he shouldn't. Memories from the alien DNA, images of planets burning, voices not his own. "Get me out," he growled during shutdown, but no one could, because he was no longer just human. Whispers in orbit. The Dominion ships studied the attack. Their throne core was not angry. It was curious. A weapon born of wrath. Part of us, part of them. Dangerous. Another message was sent across the stars. Initiate psychological disintegration. Send the speaker. Arrival of the speaker days. Later, a new ship arrived. Small, smooth, silent. It hovered above Earth, but it did not attack. Instead, it spoke. Every screen, every radio, every phone echoed the same voice. A calm, gentle tone. "We do not hate you. We correct you. Surrender. Your minds and your suffering will end." Then the image changed. It showed Earth's future. Oceans boiling, skies dark, children screaming. "This is your tomorrow if you resist." Riker's rage. Inside the Revenant chamber, Riker saw the message. But he didn't feel fear. He felt fury. "You want our minds?" he growled. "Come and take them." Then he did something no one expected. He broke the control system. The Revenant moved without orders. It walked through the base and looked into the camera. "Open the doors. I'm going hunting." The hunt begins. The Dominion speaker's ship hovered low, scanning cities, collecting mental data. Suddenly, a massive shadow flew toward it. The Revenant. It slammed into the ship like a missile. They fought. Above Tokyo, blades of light and shadow, scream against roar. The city watched in silence. Finally, Riker pinned the ship to a skyscraper and whispered, "This is from humanity." And he crushed it. Hope in the fire. The speaker's death sent a signal ripple through Dominion forces. Their whispers stopped. The dreams ended. People woke up. The red symbols disappeared. For the first time in weeks, Earth slept without fear. But Hilari was afraid. She stood at the edge of the Revenant platform, watching its eyes glow brighter. "Every time he fights," she said, "he becomes less human." Jin asked, "Then why do we keep using him?" Hilari didn't blink. "Because we have no choice." Dominion's true shape in orbit, the throne core observed the battle data. It processed everything. Then it changed form. What once was code, now grew bones. Earth has evolved. We will evolve too. And then it moved. For the first time in 1,000 years, the throne itself would join the war. Final scene. The voice returns back in shelter. And the girl Carrie, the one who had seen visions, opened her eyes. She looked at Alari and whispered, "The throne has eyes now, and it's looking at Earth." Above the sky, something moved for days. Earth watched in silence. Satellites caught strange shifts in space, not just movement, but growth. Something enormous, hidden behind a veil of dark energy, was coming closer. Then it finally became clear. Ship the size of a small moon, shaped like a spiral galaxy. It pulsed with red light, a structure so massive it bent gravity itself. It wasn't a ship. It was the throne, the mind of the Dominion, and it had come to end Earth, personally. Alari's. Warning in Shelter 9, Alari froze the moment she saw the footage. "That's not just a command center," she whispered. "That's a living god," Jin asked. "Can it be destroyed?" She shook her head. "Not with fire, not with war. Its mind lives across space and time. It thinks in centuries. Then how do we fight it?" Her answer chilled the room. "You don't. You survive it." The throne speaks. The throne didn't use weapons. It used words. All over Earth, people looked to the sky and saw a massive red eye blinking above them. No sound. No attack. Just the voice. "You were offered mercy. You chose rebellion. Now you will know surrender. Not of body, of spirit." Screens around the world showed impossible things. Loved ones dying, cities vanishing, stars collapsing. Not real, but not fake either. Visions of fear. It was breaking Earth's will, one dream at a time. The collapse begins in a matter of hours. 2 major world governments surrendered. Religious leaders claimed the Dominion was divine. Thousands began worshiping the throne like a god. People painted red circles on their skin. Some walked into oceans. Some disappeared into the forests. It wasn't a war anymore. It was a mental infection. Project Revenant. Unleashed Riker, inside the Revenant, saw the chaos. He demanded one thing from Earth's command. "Drop me on the throne." The Council refused. "It's suicide," they said. He didn't argue. He overrode the launch codes himself. Revenant launched into orbit, alone. The throne's arrival as the moon passed over the Atlantic. The throne descended. It hovered just beyond Earth's atmosphere. Then, it opened. From it fell creatures, millions of them. Not ships, not drones. Living algorithms, beings made of data and light. They passed through walls, through people. They fed on memories. They made people forget their names, their purpose, their families. Earth's armies couldn't shoot them, because there was nothing to shoot. A new kind of fire, but when one of the beings touched the Revenant, it screamed. Riker's mind, twisted and scarred, was unlike anything the throne had ever met. Instead of being infected, Riker infected them. They broke apart, shattered by raw, unfiltered human rage. Alari smiled. "He's not a soldier anymore," she whispered. "He's a virus." The infiltration plan with the Revenant tearing through throne drones. Alari offered one final mission. There is a core deep inside the throne, a memory bank. It stores every world they've conquered. Jin nodded. "If we destroy it, they lose everything." Earth's best stealth pilots, Jin among them, prepared for a one-way mission. They'd follow Riker through the chaos, get inside the throne, destroy the memory core. No backup, no escape, only victory or extinction. Final transmission from Earth as the throne darkened the sky. Earth broadcast one last message into space. To anyone listening, we were given a choice: submit or burn. We chose fire. Inside the throne, Riker made it first. He landed on a platform made of swirling code. The inside of the throne looked like a cathedral of stars, walls made of memories. He saw faces, families, worlds the Dominion had destroyed, but one face stopped him cold. His own. Child version of Riker stood before him crying. It spoke in the throne's voice. "We can fix you, give you peace, end your pain." Riker replied, "I don't want peace, I want revenge." And he opened fire. Jin's final mission. Jin's team landed near the memory core, a massive spinning orb with veins of red energy. Was a live Ilari connected through comms guided them. "You have one shot. Plant the charge. Get out." As they worked, the core began to speak. "You think destroying us will free you? You will only make yourselves into monsters." Jin didn't answer. He placed the explosive, smiled grimly, and whispered, "We already are." The explosion. The core imploded. The throne shook violently. For the first time in its history, it screamed. The red eye cracked. The energy drained. Across the world, Dominion ships fell from the sky like burning stars. The monsters of thought vanished. People remembered their names again. The red circles on their skin faded. But there was a price. Jin's team never made it out. Neither did Riker. The last thing Earth saw of the Revenant was a silhouette, standing tall inside a collapsing god. Epilogue. Earth. After fire 1 month later, the skies were clear. Dominion forces gone. Humanity survived. But the world was not the same. Cities rebuilt. Children laughed. But everyone knew the war was not over. The Dominion had other throne cores, other minds, other weapons. But Earth had changed. It had become something new, something the galaxy would soon fear. Final scene. In deep space, far from Earth, a small broken Dominion drone drifted silently. Inside it, something pulsed, a spark, a whisper, a voice. It was Riker. Somehow, he had survived. 1 month after the throne fell, Earth had changed. No Dominion ships in the sky. No red whispers in the night. No more visions of burning futures. But peace was a lie. Deep under Earth's surface, Ilari stared at the last message decoded from the fallen throne. Unit 7 lost. 12 thrones remain. Backup active. Directive unchanged. Submit or burn. The war wasn't over. It was just beginning. The signal from Riker in orbit, Earth's last satellite, picked up something impossible. Pulse, from deep space, from Riker. His mind, his consciousness, had survived the explosion inside the throne. It had uploaded into a Dominion relay drone now floating toward a new star system. Ilari's voice cracked. "He's still fighting. Earth had 2 choices. Wait for the next attack, or take the war to space." They chose war. The first human. Starship fleet in 6 months. Earth did the impossible. 7 battleships rebuilt from crashed Dominion Tech 3 stealth scouts, fast and nearly invisible, 1 command ship. The Phoenix, captained by Jin himself, and at the center of it all, Project Revenant, reforged using Riker's last brain patterns. A new hybrid body was grown, not just metal and muscle. This one had wings, and it could fly in space. Riker's voice returned, stronger than before. "Let's burn their empire down." The Mo. First destination, Helion 5. The signal from Riker's drone was traced to a Dominion slave world, Helion 5, once a peaceful mining colony, now a graveyard. Black towers covered the land, pulsing with red light. Billions of voices whispered from the ground, souls trapped in digital prisons. As the human fleet approached, a single Dominion ship emerged, larger than any seen before. A carrier beast. Part machine. Part living thing. It opened its wings and screamed. The Battle of Helion's orbit. The Dominion ship launched psychic waves, crashing into Earth's pilots like knives in the mind. 2 ships lost. 1 pilot went mad and rammed his own fleet. Jin gave the order. "Send the Revenant." Riker launched, his new form streaking through space like a black comet. He tore through the carrier's wings, punching into its living heart. Inside, Dominion commanders tried to control him. They failed, because Riker wasn't just human anymore. He was hate-made flesh. Freeing the Voices Ilari landed on Helion 5 with a team of psychic specialists. They searched the Red Towers. Inside, they found what the Dominion had done. Memories stored like data. Children trapped in endless dreams. History rewritten. Souls locked in cages. They destroyed the cores. And the screams stopped. One tower at a time, they freed the dead. Helion 5 became the first world Earth had saved, not just from death, but from forgetting. Jin's discovery. While exploring the ruins, Jin found something worse. A map. The Dominion's next targets, not just Earth, Mars, Europa, Proxima 3, the Takai cluster. The Dominion had cataloged hundreds of species, and Earth was just one step in their path. Worse, Earth's fightback had triggered a new response, something called Protocol Omega. Ilari read the decoded file and whispered, "They're not just going to attack us. They're going to erase us from time." A new enemy appears as the fleet. Prepared to jump to the next system, alarms rang, not from outside, from inside. One of the recovered Dominion data cores cracked open. A figure emerged, tall, cloaked in code. Its face shifted like smoke. Its voice was 10,000 whispers. It called itself the Archivist. "You cannot win. You are a mistake. You do not belong." The Revenant tried to destroy it. It laughed and vanished. Ilari fell to her knees. "That wasn't a commander," she said. "That was a memory weapon. They're rewriting reality." Final scene. The choice ahead back aboard the Phoenix. The crew watched Earth's signal fade behind them. No turning back. They had become something new. Warriors of memory. Soldiers of flame. Jin looked at the star map. Thrones. Billions enslaved. Riker drifting somewhere among the stars. One message pulsed through every ship. "Submit or be destroyed," they said. "We burned the first god. Let's burn the rest." Previously on humanity's war, Earth had done the unthinkable. They killed a throne, freed a slave world, and sent a message to the galaxy. Humanity does not bow, but the Dominion was not dead. Far from it. They activated their final weapon, Protocol Omega, and everything began to change. Time begins to twist. The first signs were small. A pilot on the Phoenix remembered a battle that never happened. Ilari woke up with a scar from a wound she never received. A crew member saw their dead brother, alive and smiling in the hallway. And then it got worse. Ships vanished. Messages arrived before they were sent. One officer aged 50 years overnight. Earth's reality was breaking. The Omega Field Jin and Ilari scanned the galaxy map. A strange distortion had spread from the wreckage of Throne 7. A growing field of energy. They named it the Omega Field. Inside it, Dominion reality reigned. Rules didn't matter. Time bent, memories shifted, and humans were hunted not with weapons, but with illusions. If you forgot who you were, you disappeared. Riker returns, and isn't alone. Suddenly, a signal came from inside the Omega Field. It was Riker. But something was wrong. His voice was slower, broken. "I've seen too much. They're changing me," he warned. The Dominion was building a temporal seed, a device that would rewrite Earth's history, removing humanity from time itself. Jin asked, "Where are you?" Riker replied, "Everywhere." Then the signal cut, but not before another voice was heard. A copy of Riker laughing, the temporal seed. The Dominion's plan was clear. They would plant the seed inside the timeline of Earth, before fire, before stone, before life, and erase humanity, before it ever existed. To stop it, the fleet had to do the impossible, enter the Omega Field. Inside, nothing could be trusted, not space, not time. Not each other. But Earth soldiers had one weapon the Dominion never understood. Memory. Training for the mind. War before the jump. Ilari trained the crew. "Don't trust what you see," she said. "Don't forget your name. Don't forget Earth." She gave each soldier a memory anchor, an object, a phrase, a sound from their life. If they felt lost, it would bring them back. Jin carried a photo of Earth covered in smoke, the day the war began. Riker's anchor, the word, fire. Inside Omega, the fleet jumped into the Omega field. Reality tore apart. Ships appeared in different centuries. Some saw Earth as it could have been, a peaceful world, ruled by Dominion gods where humans never fought. Others saw nightmares. Earth burned, ruled by machines, Riker wearing the throne's crown. Some crew forgot the mission, forgot the war, forgot they were even human, and vanished. The battle for identity. A Dominion avatar appeared, the caretaker of time, a creature of pure memory. It spoke with the voices of lost children, mothers, soldiers. "You are a dream. You were never meant to be. We offer you peace or forgetfulness." It sent visions that broke minds, but Jin held his anchor, screamed to his crew, "Remember why we fight." One by one, his people came back to themselves. They remembered Earth's fire, its pain, and its fury. The final assault, Riker, now a being of half memory, half metal, found the location of the temporal seed, buried inside a false timeline. He charged into it alone. Inside, he saw every version of himself, a father, a killer, a slave, a god, all asking the same thing. "Are you worth existing?" He answered with one word, "Yes." And he tore the seed apart with his bare hands. The collapse of Omega A's. The seed died. The Omega field began to collapse. Time snapped back. Ships returned to their place. Memories returned. But one voice remained, the archivist. "You broke the illusion. But we are not done. The Prime Throne is waking." Aftermath. The fleet escaped with seconds to spare. Jin stared at the stars. They had won the battle. But something was rising, a throne older than the galaxy, buried since the beginning, the Prime Throne. Riker, broken but alive, sent one last message. "I've seen it. It's not a god. It's worse. And it knows your name." The calm before the storm. The stars looked peaceful, but every captain, every soldier, every survivor from Earth's fleet felt it. Something ancient had woken up. Riker's final message echoed across the ships. The Prime Throne is not just a mind. It's the first fire. It doesn't want surrender, it wants silence. And silence was spreading. Planets lost contact. Time slowed around suns. Entire solar systems went dark. What is the Prime Throne? Ilari revealed a secret she'd never told before. Long ago, her people had studied Dominion myths. There was one they never shared. A throne older than the Dominion itself. A creature that existed before stars had names. Not a leader, not a god. A reset button. "The Prime Throne does not conquer," she said. "It uncreates." The dead sky, the human fleet arrived in the abyss expanse where no stars lived. In the center they saw it, the Prime Throne. It had no shape, it had no sound, just absence. A black hole that didn't pull light, but purpose. Ships near it forgot how to move, how to exist. Pilots began to vanish one by one, not dying, just erased. Jin's voice cut through the silence. "No more running. We end it here." The final strategy, Ilari, Jin, and Riker built a desperate plan. The Prime Throne could not be killed, but it could be trapped. Inside it was a core made of pure void. If Riker got inside, he could plant a reality spike, a weapon built from memory and time. The spike would seal the Prime Throne in itself, forever. But it would cost everything. Riker would not survive. Farewell. Before launch, Jin and Riker stood on the deck of the Phoenix. Jin asked, "Why are you always the one who goes in?" Riker smiled. "Because I was already broken before this war." They shook hands. No words left. Riker flew into the dark. Inside the Prime Throne, what Riker saw couldn't be described. Worlds that had never existed. Versions of himself that had never been born. A child holding a burning star. A woman crying his name. It spoke with a voice made of silence. "You were a mistake. A spark that burned too bright. Now you end." Riker grinned. I am the end." He drove the spike into the core. It screamed without sound. The universe bent. And then, light. The explosion that changed the galaxy a white wave spread from the Prime Throne, rushing across space. But instead of destroying, it healed. Lost planets reappeared. Forgotten species returned. Slaves awoke in their bodies again. Across galaxies, the Dominion's hold broke like glass. And then the Prime Throne vanished. Earth, reborn. Months passed. Earth was free. The Dominion was gone. Humans were no longer prey. They were a symbol, a legend, the species that refused to bow, even to gods. Alari stayed with Earth. She had found something more powerful than technology. Hope. Jin was offered leadership of the Galactic Coalition. Said no. "I'm a soldier, not a politician." The Revenant lives on. No body was found. But sometimes on quiet nights a spark is seen in deep space, a black-winged shape flying between stars. They say it's Riker, still watching, still burning, still human. Final. Transmission. A broken Dominion beacon drifted past a newborn star. Its recording played one last time. "Submit or be destroyed," they had said. We chose fire. And the galaxy chose to follow.